So with this set to record enabled, our settings are, our record levels are set. We can basically press record and play and record on this. But actually before we do that, let's think about the tempo of our song and also the merits of recording to a metronome. I could just kind of blaze away and record a guitar track to a tempo that's in my head. But if we wanted to add some drums later on, then we really should record to a click. Recording to a click is useful for keeping you in time, but it's also really crucial if you ever want to add drums later on or quickly move around your songs in musical terms like bars and beats. Check this out. Okay, let's talk briefly about recording to a sync track and why it's so important in terms of making your life a whole lot easier later on as you're getting around your song or doing any edits in terms of musical measures and so on. So let's take an example here. We have a guitar that sounds like this. Now I happen to know this is 85 BPM and you can actually see the spikes on the waveform and they kind of give you an idea of where all the beats are, right? So let's just play the first measure. So you can see that area there, if you look at all those spikes, you can pretty much draw out that these are where the quarter notes are. And once you kind of know what that is, you can pretty much surmise that this is one measure long and this is the beginning of measure number 2. Now, here's the deal. That's not how your recorder tends to see things. Your recorder tends to see things in seconds, in time, right? So if you were to take our point here, the beginning of measure 2, your recorder might look at that as being 2.738 seconds. Now, when's the last time you heard a musical director say, let's take it from 2.738 seconds, right? They tend to speak in musical terms, in measures, in beats and bars and so on. So here's the deal. You can not record to a sync track if you like, but then when you want to get around your song, you're dealing in time. And certainly if you want to do any edits, you're going to have to fish around to try and find the best place to place your edits. Contrast that to if we were able to record along to a sync track. You can see it up on the top of the screen here. This is an indication of a metronome that will just go click, 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 click. And if it does that and we record in time with it, then our performance will be locked in time with our recorder. Now, if the metronome was a little slower, say 80 BPM, then you see it won't line up with our recording right here. So in this example of 85 BPM, you can see on our recorder here at 85 BPM, the top of measure 2, the first beat of measure 2 is 2.7382 seconds. So which is easier for you to get around? Time, or if you've recorded to a sync track, you'll be able to get around your song with so much more ease just by going to a particular measure. Great for setting locator points and also for doing your editing. Does that kind of make sense to you now? Okay, so I want to record this song at 80 BPM and I'll set the tempo of the R24 to line up to that. We'll press the dedicated tempo button. And we'll turn the value dial until it goes to 80. That'll be the BPM of our song. 80.0 and enter. Okay, with that set, then we can go underneath Tool, and the very first one here is Metronome. We'll select Enter here, and we can turn that on or off right here. Now we can have that metronome playback in play and record. Let's set it only to record only. And also 50 I find a little bit loud. Let me just back that down to about 40. And the rest of these guys being fine. Okay, so let me get back out of here. So with our levels set, our track is armed, our metronome is on, and set to the right BPM, I think we're pretty much good to go.